Today I'm going to be showing you the Nerf Longshot front gun modification. All you're going to need is a small screwdriver and a drill. You're going to remove all the screws except the ones in the handle. You don't need to remove those. But once you remove all of them, you're just going to push this forward and pull it out like that. You can set it to the side. Okay, here's the main part of the front gun. You pull it off like this. Okay. Sometimes the piece will stick in up there. And there's some springs that'll probably fly out. You want to make sure you don't lose any of those. Okay, the main part of the mod is just in the plunger part right here. What you need to do is take your drill and drill a hole straight through there. Just like that. Just be careful not to knock this piece off on the back and not to get it too big to where it breaks the tube part. And that's the easy first part of the mod. And if you wanted to, you can stretch your spring out, but be really careful when you do this. You don't want to stretch it too much because it'll be really hard to get your gun back together. Right here you have your spring. It goes on, I think it's your trigger locking pin, just like that. Goes on right there. And that's your modification. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to put it back together. You're going to have your barrel right here. You're going to line it all up so the short spokes, or short pieces of plastic right on the top here are on the bottom end. And then from there, you're going to line it up, put each space, or put each piece of plastic in the right space. Alright, there you go. Okay, if you do decide to stretch your spring, what happened was that when I put this piece back in, the spring wasn't strong enough to hold it back in. So all I had to do was take a small spring sort of like this out of a mechanical pencil or a pen and just put it in the middle right there in this spring, and it worked after that. Okay, to put it back together, you need to probably put this piece in first, the plunger. You're going to line it up. There's a piece of plastic sticking out right there, and then there's this piece. This little square piece of plastic pops in the little slot right there, and this goes on the plastic bar that goes right there. You have to line those up. Okay, just like that. Then, probably going to put this piece in next, your locking pin. Alright, I've already attached the small spring into mine. Just going to set it back in the gun, lining up this rod, the plastic holder right there. Goes in just like that. Put the spring on first. Okay, just like that. Now this is the hardest part, or trickiest part, is to put the spring back in if you stretched it. Just slide it in right there. Okay, since I've done this before, it's a little bit easier for me. It might be harder for you. The last part you want to do when you put this back together is make sure you have this bar right there through the spring and on the cocking system on the other side. Make sure you have it all lined up. Just in case a piece fell out, do a quick close-up on the gun. Just like that. Put your cocking system back in. Put it through the spring and into the hole on the other side. Just like that. Okay. Then all you have to do is put this piece back on. And when you do this, make sure, actually this piece needs to go back onto this side. A little fast. Just like that. Okay, when you line this back up, the rod right here on the trigger locking pin has to line up in this hole when you put it back together. Otherwise it won't hold in place all the way. So what you want to do when you put it back in is you want to line that piece up first into the hole, and then push your pin back so it fits in right there. Hold on, piece fell out. Okay, so put this back on, your cover back on your cocking system, back up, like that. You're going to put this piece back in and slide it back to place, and you have your modification.